What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Film Study for Rookies. Today, man, another video, another year, breaking down Aidan O'Connell, this time in preseason against the Seahawks. Now, a few things I want to address real quick. The line wasn't great, all right? The receivers he was throwing to, it looked like they were struggling, with that chemistry between each other. And on a positive note right here, it looked like AOC, he was faster in his reads and really in the pocket and outside of the pocket. We're going to break all that down, man. Let's get into it. So as we get this thing started, all right, like I was saying before, it felt like he played quicker right here. A little RPO. He's going to read the mic right here, right? So they're going to run the RPO. Bang, reads the mic. He's going to stick with the tight end right there. Aidan's going to progress to a second read. A little hitch underneath. DB's playing off right there. To me, it seems quicker than he did last year. And then right here, we've got our 7-man protection right here. Now, here's what I like about AOC. One, he's rolling out, right? Rolling out to his right. Nice little throw to the tight end. The other thing I like is he's not forcing anything, right? Because take a look. This is all picked up down here, right? That's all completely picked up. So what's he do? Just check it down. Sometimes AOC had a tendency to sometimes kind of force some things, but right there, I like what I saw. And then as we keep it going, all right, we got 6-man protection right here. AOC does a great job reading the safety and the defense right here because you see a cover 2 look pre-snap, all right? They're going to drop into a cover 1, and then you see the safety, all right, single high. He goes middle of the field. AOC sees that. He's like, okay, I'm going to throw it up right here. Now, the throw isn't great, but is that because the receiver, right, he kind of lets up right here? I think he was expecting it, and AOC thought he was going to travel a little bit more. And on top of that, the receiver really never got great separation. I mean, that DB was all over him. So you can kind of put blame in a couple different directions. But overall, I like what we're doing right here. Cover 2 look, drop to a single high. All right. Not a bad play, to be honest with you. Let's keep it going. We got AOC right here, all right, going from his right to his left. He's going to throw it up. To me, he waited a little bit too long. Now, I know I said before, right? Run this one back real quick. I know I said before that he was playing quicker. So take a look right here. He's reading left to the right. Essentially all that's picked up, right? Sees the potential matchup. I'd rather him take 2 steps right here and just launch it. But watch what happens, okay? Let me rewind it real quick. AOC were to throw it right here, all right? Just throw it, right? Throw it. Give your player a shot. Instead, what happens is he waits almost 15 yards, all right, and now he's going to underthrow it. Now, with that being said, do I think AOC can make that 50-yard throw? I do, right? But it felt like he was kind of rushing it here, but it kind of goes back to last year, kind of not playing quick enough. We got to speed that thing up a little bit, but it gets picked off, unfortunately. Let's keep it going, though. Next play we're going to look at right here. I felt like this is where he started to get some momentum, right? Where you saw the Seahawks doing this a lot of cover 2 look, a cover 6, potentially cover 4, right? But a 2 high look all the time. Pierce the middle, right? Pierce the middle. If that's not open, right, go underneath. Make the linebackers travel one way or another. And I felt like the Raiders weren't doing that to start with. But right here, look at that. Bang. Right over the top. And I felt like this drive is where things started to pick up a little bit for AOC. Whether it was him or the play caller, they started to figure it out. All right, right here, attack the seam. You see that safety. He's going to shoot up. So they start off in a cover 2 high look. They're going to blitz the nickel right there. He's going to come up and play that right there. All right, look at AOC. He's watching the safety, then bang, makes his next read to that seam right there. Nice throw. So like I said before, it felt like this is when the Raiders started to get a little bit of momentum. They figured out, okay, Seahawks are going to start with a cover 2 look. Could go to a cover 4, could go to a cover 3, cover 1. But they're going to change it up of some sort. And I feel like this is when AOC started to figure it out a little bit. But then they get inside the red zone. And I felt like AOC struggled here. All right. I felt like he struggled here. You're going to see right here. He's going to read the mic first. Okay. The mic is going to play the drag underneath. Next thing we're looking at is a tight end, essentially a rub route. I think AOC, once again, he has to throw this thing. I'm not sure what he's waiting on, to be honest with you. Dump that off to the running back because that's picked up. That may or may not be picked up, but by the time you look over here, that DB's going to play that. If he tries to go outside, DB's on that. Inside, he's on that. We just got to give that to the running back, right? Because nothing else is going to be open, as you guys saw right there. Let's keep it going, though. Okay. Once again, ball's on the 10-yard line right here. He's looking. Tries to get it to the receiver. Unfortunately, just a little bit overthrown. Honestly, not a ton open right here. We need the play to develop a little bit more, but there started to be pressure right there. I think he panics a little bit. But as you can see across the board, man, nothing was open. We needed this to develop right here to make something happen, and it just didn't happen. Let's keep it going. And as we keep this thing going, right here is going to be where AOC throws his interception. Now, honestly, he's got to take his eyes off the receiver. Now, that being said, the DB makes a hell of a play on the ball, right? Run this back real quick. Take a look at this right here. Once again, okay, Seahawks kind of change what they're doing pre-snap to post-snap. Start off in single high, all right? Work back to a cover 6 look right here, right? So he's got this half right here, bang, bang, quarter right here. But watch the DB. AOC is expecting this DB to run on this, go route. Bang, hit the corner route underneath. If you watch the DB right here, look at this. He's going to peel off, break on it, and he's picking that off. I would have liked to see AOC kind of look that off, right? Work that back. But again, that's his first and second read. The DB, man, he just makes a hell of a play on it. Even after the pick, where do the Raiders go back to? Go back to piercing the middle. I don't know why. I don't know why they went back to the sideline, attack the middle. Once again, you see the Seahawks in a cover 2 look pre-snap. Could be a cover 4 right here, to be honest. Yeah. So we're looking at a cover 4 right here. Just attack the middle, right? Make that linebacker come out right here, pick up the running back. That middle's wide open. Wide open. Even with that line kind of getting bullied right here. Got a little bit of a pocket. Let it rip. Let it rip. Now, maybe it was preseason and the Raiders were trying to do different calls and, try some things with the receivers and stuff. Like right here, once again, we go back to the one-on-one right here. Maybe just trying to give the receivers a shot. Because this right here would have been open again. Right there, he tries a little back shoulder throw. Gets hit as he releases it. Woo! He gets drilled right there. That lineman comes in really untouched, to be honest with you. All is not lost because once again, they go to that one-on-one on the outside. Woo! What a route right there. All right, run that back real quick. Top of the route. Bang. That was quick. Drop the hips, sink them low, turn that thing around. So you can see the Raiders game plan, it definitely developed, evolved as the game went on, right? They kind of saw what the Seahawks were doing. Once again, cover 2 look pre-snap, drop the safety down right there, go into a cover 3. DB's essentially just going to run man-to-man for the most part with him every single time, all right? And then bang, got him. So that's what you like to see from a coaching standpoint, or not a coaching standpoint, a fan standpoint, is the Raiders do this right here, right? Once again, Seahawks in a cover 2 look, bang, drop the safety down, cover 3, whoop, attack the middle right there. So what I liked as the game went on is that you saw AOC definitely play better. You go to that comeback route, you attack the middle once again. That's good news because last year you didn't see that, all right? And they're going to end it right here on a touchdown to the running back. Look what happened once again. Now, pretty similar, all right, to that first play we saw. We don't get that rub right there. Probably need to slow this play down, okay, because if he's not coming up to attack the running back, we don't need to go full speed at him, all right? We need to slow down, get in his way, right? The defensive back right here isn't going full speed to stop you, right? Essentially, he'd be playing inside if you're going inside, DB would play outside. He's going full speed. He's trying to get to the running back. Probably got to slow down a little bit right there, but AOC makes a nice throw and puts 6 on the board. Now, that being said, that's going to wrap it up. Hope you guys have enjoyed the content. Film study for rookies is out. I thought AOC struggled, all right? And once again, it goes back to what we saw last season. Get that ball out a little bit quicker. But for the most part, all right, I thought he played quicker. You saw him move around in the pocket a little bit more, attack the seam, attack the outsides, little short routes. And then you saw him improve on his mistakes, whether it was a back shoulder throw, going to that running back on that first read right there, not trying to do too much, do what the game plan says. All right, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Film study for rookies out. Peace.